Alright everyone, so I got my statue of Freyr today from Dryad Designs. I had ordered it on Amazon and it came really early. Dryad Design, seated Norse god Freyr statue wood finish. That's what this is. So I've actually ordered two other ones from Dryad Design. They're not really wood, but they are a wood-like resin. And then that's what I have for Thor and Odin over there. It's the same wood resin material. So I got this today. Now I'm gonna do a ritual tomorrow or the next day with this statue, but I thought I'd go ahead and I kind of opened it already, but I didn't take it out. So I kind of wanted to just let y'all see what it comes in, which is like this god-awful packing foam. It's effective for packing and for keeping it safe, but it's hell on earth if you don't like vacuuming. So, yeah. Hey, it's not as bad as usual though. I mean, barely any of it is broken. That's wonderful as far as the packaging material. All right, so here we go. Oh man, this is, you know what? This is a little bit more higher quality here than the Thor and Odin one that I have. Now, the Odin one is very much singed by a fire ritual that I did, but even the Thor one doesn't have a finish like this. This is Gullinbursti is his boar, his golden boar. That's what he has right there. And this is his sword before he loses it because he's trying to pair with a giant, a female giant. There's stories behind everything that comes around a statue that is part of a statue. But this is actually really good depth, really good material, really good design. I'm loving it. And on the back, yep, there's the giant and there's him. I can't remember the name of the giantess. I'm sorry about that, but I cannot remember her name. Gurnhilda or Gurn? It might have been something like that. And at any rate, this piece is just wonderful from like every angle. It's wonderful. I mean, I can't wait to imbue this with the power of Freyr. So every single time I get a statue from them, this might be the last one that I get because, you know, I started working with all these beings before I got the statues. So I might order more statues in the future if I start working with more beings, but I'm pretty good with the beings that I have. All right, so let's see what this little dryad, that's their little symbol, Dryad Design. Let's see what it says. 166-seated Freyr, polyresin casting of an original design carved from pine by Paul Borda. 2008 P. Borda. www.dryaddesign.com. Freyr governs, let's see how accurate this is. Freyr governs sun, rain, crops, agriculture, and fertility. He is known as Lord of the Mound, the bringer of prosperity by those who work for it, and leader of the elves. He fell in love with the giantess Gerd. I was close. Gerd. There we go. I'm glad they mentioned it. That's kind of what we see on the back. Wanting to be with her so much, he gave up his fabulous sword to Skirnir as payment to go find her. And Skirnir, I think, was his servant, so he gave his sword to Skirnir to go find her as payment. They are shown on the back of as the traditional Viking talisman that was carried for love spells, ensuring loving relationships, abundance, children, and good home life. There we go, right there. So Freyr is like, honestly, he's one of the most hospitable gods in the Norse pantheon. He's one of the most hospitable. He's one of the most you could say bountiful in what he gives in life if you connect with him. There's not a whole lot of dark side to Freyr. Now, I might make an offering at night and connect with Freyr at night, but that's in relation to the forest at night, nature at night. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Usually when you convene with a spirit or a god at night, it's because you're tapping into a darkness beyond, you know, where you are or your forest. But for Freyr, it could just be nighttime animals and plants, what they do at night. Freyr is, God of harvest, fertility, and peace. I've been working with him for quite a while, but I'm so glad that I bought this statue by Dryad Designs. And, man, I am going to design a ritual very soon, the next couple days, and do that ritual so that I can imbue Freyr into the statue and introduce him into a greater degree into my pantheon. I already have a pendant with him on it that I've been wearing the last few days, but I want to make my practice more intense with this deity because Freyr is wonderful, and I have not been paying as much attention to him as I should have in the last few years. At any rate, thank you very much for watching. I'm not sure if the next part, as far as ritual goes, is going to be in this video, but it might be. So either thank you for watching and contact me at www.facebook.com/hunter.salazar if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or I might see you in just a second for the next part of the video. Thank you very much. All right, my brother, go ahead and ask me a question about Freyr.
So can you give us some more information about Freyr, like his origin and what his demeanor, like what is his purpose?
As far as his origin, I can't really speak on that because I don't have enough information to, but I will say that he's very much tied to nature. Now, his motivation is to see nature flourish, to encourage people to not defile nature, to pollute it, but to just realize that we are a part of nature and that we are an extension of nature. Us and nature are not separate. Everything that happens in nature happens to us, eventually at least. And if we pollute it, if we over-harvest, if we deforest the planet, it will filter down to human experience or filter up to human experience. Our consciousness at any given time is made up of certain energies that we get from the natural world, whether it be plant energies, animal energies, certain consciousness energies that are very much associated with nature, just like Freyr. But a god is like a super consciousness, so all the different natural elements in the world basically compose his being and his consciousness. So anything that we do to nature, Freyr will feel and communicate to us that we shouldn't do that if we connect to Freyr. He's very much for preservation, very much for humans getting a bountiful harvest, but also appreciating it and understanding that as individuals, we have to play our part in the grander whole of preserving this garden that is Earth instead of allowing it to be destroyed and destroying it ourselves. If we destroy this garden that is Earth, then we will no longer reap the benefits. We will no longer reap the fruits. Our food will be completely diminished because of preservatives, because of GMOs. Freyr is very much on the side of consuming the natural and not altering the natural. Consuming crops that were grown because of a proper relationship between a farmer and the spirits of the earth and the spirits of the plants that they raise and that we gain our food from. Freyr is very much a god that aided us in developing agriculture, and he still does that to this day. Even though many people do not call upon him, he still performs that role for us today. And whether it be grain or corn, and even husbandry of animals, we have to realize that if we mistreat the animals, that is mistreating a part of nature, and then that will be transferred to our own consciousness when an animal suffers and dies, and then we eat it. But yes, Freyr is very much for the natural state of things, an appropriate relationship between humanity and nature, and understanding that there are higher consciousnesses that are fed by our own good actions in nature and the proper existence of nature. And if we do not feed those higher beings with proper action, then those beings will influence nature to pay us a visit, to teach us a lesson. So, gods do and are fed through sacrifices, like, you know, basically giving Freyr and a segment of the food that you have, a segment of the crops, and then in return, he allows a more bountiful harvest. Now, Freyr can exist completely separate from humanity, but he cannot exist separate from what humanity does with agriculture. So in a way, if by feeding Freyr, he's feeding us by giving us a bountiful harvest, if we do not do this and we reject the gods and spirits of nature, then their higher-ups will inhibit our own development and our own nourishment. And I think that's all I'll say for now about Freyr, and I hope to see all of you in just a second. Hello everyone, so me and my friend are headed out to do a video and offering to Freyr in some nature trails that's pretty close to where I live. But I will see you in just a second, and we'll kind of start when we start walking the trails again. All right, everyone, we're stopping at the Hindu grocery store real quick called Tharkari. Think it'll be awkward if I just walk in filming? I'm gonna do it. How's it going? Man. I need some of this. Puja purposes. Shandon powder, I have some of this. Small ghee lamps. Not bad. It's worth a few bucks. Bigger ghee lamp. Sorry, puff pastry. Some other stuff I haven't heard of. Let's go to the incense. All kinds of nuts. Lentil type stuff. Oh man, they are running low. I do want this one though. Oh, I gotta buy this. They only got one left. What kind of incense we got down here? Red rose, lavender. This is a really good spot. I'm gonna put Freyr right there in the nook of that tree. Hail Freyr, God of the harvest, fertility, and peace. Freyr, chief among the Vanir, son of Njorn. Hail Freyr, hail, hail, hail. Brother to Freyr, king of the green meadow, knower of the secrets of nature. Hail Freyr, Freyr, Freyr. I offer you some of my food, Freyr. that you may eat as you see fit. Hail, Freyr. Hail. Hail. I give you a drink of wine, Freyr, from my flask, that you may drink as you see fit. Hail, Freyr. Hail. 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 Hail, Freyr. Hail. 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 I eat with you, Freyr. Thank you, Lord of the bountiful harvest. Hail, Freyr. Hail. 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 So some of these ants are starting to stop on this vine. The area feels a little bit more still, tranquil. The wind has ceased. It feels ordered. It feels alive. It feels united. You know what? That looks like a good spot right there. I'm going this way.
What was that about back in Nam?
Back in '9, we used to walk through glass like this all the time. You never know when a tojo would pop up.
So we're going really way off the trail here. You sure, like...
Damn straight. I'm looking for snakes. You kidding?
You know what? So I wasn't even going to do this to you.
Come here, Frank.
I wasn't even going to do this to you. Like, the whole plan was to go for a walk at the lake. No, it was mountain biking, right? And then you were afraid I was going to kill you.
That's a killjoy right there. Fucking balloon.
You're crazy, bro. I'm going back to the trail. We have to figure something else out.
What are you talking about? I can do a ritual right here.
Right here?
Yeah.
All right, do it.
All right. Are you going to come over here and help me with the camera or what?
Yeah.
Come on over here.
I got to, hold on. I got to
afraid.
I got to take a,
Take a peek.
I got to
Go
pee.
behind one of the trees then.
Hold on one second.